Well, welcome back to Foodinati UK, this time for Devlog's, Devolution Magazine's brand new channel. You are the debut on the channel.
Sick.
So as of season 5 of Foodinati UK, we're moving onto Devlog channel, which is Devolution Magazine's new channel, which I'm taking care of. So we're compiling loads of stuff, and I think you're going to be on the first episode. So
amazing.
There we go.
Better be a good one then.
Yes,
No pressure.
No pressure. Right. So since I last saw you at 2000 Trees, we all had a great time there. There's a lot happened for you guys.
Yeah.
Like monumental amount has happened for you. Like the small matter of the mini album that came out post Genesis.
Yeah,
How are you feeling about that? A few months on then.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like a lifetime ago, Trees, doesn't it? But yeah, like obviously we'd had everything recorded, like ready to be released for that, and we were talking about it a lot, and we were kind of waiting for the right moment, and obviously we got put on a tour with Venture Shikari, so it felt like the right timing, didn't it? To sort of build up momentum, have this EP/mini album come out, coincide with that. And yeah, now what has it been, like 6 months since it's been out ish?
Yeah.
And yeah, like I'm really happy with it. Like I feel like it's enabled us to almost close off a chapter in our Genesis as a band. Post Genesis. We've got.
I was going to say, was there a point to that? I was going to say, is that the reason for the tag?
Wow!
I think it might be as of right now. But yeah, like it's I feel like we want to do so much of the project, and it was like, finding our sound, and it's, I feel like it's enabled us to sort of, round off quite nicely where we have been, and lead us into where we want to go with the project, and it's been received well, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
So how was touring with Venture Shikari? That one must have been. I caught them in Leeds, and that lighting show was quite something.
Yeah, they always have an incredible production. It's just mind blowing. Wherever they go, they always put like so much planning into and attention to detail into everything they do. It's been incredibly inspiring.
Yeah.
A big learning experience and a dream come true as well, because we grew up with their music and artists that were similar to them, that kind of genre, like putting together electronic music and heavy music is what we like to do. So like it felt like really the perfect match for us, and
it certainly was.
Yeah, and their audience responded very well, and they were amazing.
That's incredible.
It's been honestly like a highlight of a lifetime for me, and I guess for you as well.
You did the whole Europe, didn't you?
We did Eastern Europe and northern, some of the northern countries as well at first. Then we came back.
Was that Lake Malice's first trip over to Europe? Or
no, we played Europe with Bloodywood
of course you did
in February. Last year.
Can't keep all you guys, you do so much touring.
Yeah, I know.
Too
much. Last year was too much.
No such thing.
We're too old for that.
Yeah.
No, but it's been amazing to go back into different areas of Europe as well, because there's so many places where bands go to a lot, like Germany, and places where they go a little less.
Yes.
Eastern Europe, and it's been incredible to have the opportunity to play to, for example, like a Russian audience, because like we played Serbia, and it was interesting because that show sold out because lots of people that couldn't see shows because were coming from Ukraine and areas in Russia where right now it's impossible to see these shows. They all came to the area where it was possible for them. And we talked to so many of them, and it was incredibly emotional, really cool experience.
I mean, on a personal level, I played Russian myself with my 601 group, and like
how long ago?
It was this before all of this. It was about 10 years ago, and it was in St. Petersburg. And
wow!
It was. I'll tell you when it was. It was exactly at the beginning of the Crimea crisis. So things hadn't gone.
Yeah,
they were beginning to go sketchy.
Cooking. Yeah.
And played in an ex-military bunker in St. Petersburg. It was incredible.
Holy.
What experience.
But I was so afraid of going to Russia. And when it came up, when I was told I was going, and then when I got there, it couldn't have been warmer, more lovely. The people were fabulous.
People are amazing.
The ravers were just like, don't judge us on our government, and I was like, well, don't judge me on mine. So
They just had a terrible ruler, but it's not their fault. Yeah.
Absolutely. So after this Braces dates in the UK, is there more recording coming up? Because I know you just released a single, haven't you?
Yeah. We weren't even sure about releasing that one. We kind of like wanted to focus on newer stuff because this was what we've been sitting on this one for a while, and it was kind of like a demo that we weren't super hyped on, and then we were like, you know what, actually, like it feels like we need lyrically and like, you know, I guess thematically it felt so valid, and then the more we worked on it, the more the production came together. We were like, actually quite happy with this now. I think we should get it. We should release it. Glad we did, because it felt like it, you know, resonated with people in terms of like what it talks about with, you know, like, you know, maybe seasons of depression or belonging, things like that. Yeah. So and now for us, it's like possibly a little bit of a quieter year because it's really tough to write on the road. You know, like I think we did like over, you know, like around 80 or so gigs last year, and like, you know, well, I'm down a full-time job and stuff. It's like it's a bit of a.
That's what a lot of people don't realise.
Juggle.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise. They think like, you know, you make it big in music and you're rich or something. You're not. Everyone's got a day job, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I
remember when I first interviewed Berry Tomorrow, and they all work remotely for the NHS. I don't know if they all do. Sorry guys, but some of them do. But yeah, they've got laptops, you know.
That's us. Yeah, we're like in the
van,
van,
we're like
going round roundabouts, like laptops going all over the place.
Well, I think that's one thing we can thank the pandemic for, is it got us all working remotely. Well, for bands who have to work remotely.
Yes, for sure.
It's a blessing in a way, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really positive, that.
Yeah, I mean, so with working on new material and stuff like that, are there pastures you'd like to venture into? I know I'm on a big experimental drive at the moment. I know what bands are.
We're playing 2 of the new tracks tonight, actually. So the set has already got new music. It does sound a little different. I think you're much better than me at describing things musically, though. I think, like, lyrically speaking, it's a little sassier than the
sassier?
Yeah, definitely. It's got a little bit more like punch to it in terms of like lyrical content and a bit more confidence, I guess. I feel
like if anything, we're kind of like for me, post Genesis, the music was metalcore that had in like kind of alt pop elements, kind of, you know, merged in.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like where we're going now is a bit more like bringing like alt pop and metalcore like more evenly split almost. So like it still goes hard. Like it's still got like really, because you know we've said many times, like we've both got like a metal background. So that's always probably gonna be part of our music, and like we don't want to ever put up any like barriers to where we can take our sound. I feel like we've established that early on, that we want to just do what we like, and we don't care about, like, you know,
that's wonderful thing
fitting a mould, you know.
That's a wonderful thing about adding an electronic element, is you're just so not restricted.
Exactly.
Set out your style early on. We can sling anything we want in here, so just go, kind of thing.
Exactly.
New stuff, I just want people to dance to it.
I think it's about just being braver with like embracing our alt pop, you know, kind of inspiration, you know, but also embracing, like, you know, the opportunities to go as heavy as we want, you know, and trying to do it tastefully, trying to do it in a way that feels like it's not been done too much before, so credibly as well, you know, and just, I guess, just like trying to do something that feels fresh and exciting to us, because we, you know, like we've been listening to music, like we're both in our 30s, we listen to music all our lives, and it takes a lot sometimes to feel like music is fresh and exciting sometimes, you know, you discover the same sort of types of bands, and you're like, just want to feel like this is like fresh, and like, just try. You know,
It's funny that even though nowadays, you see, my son's 16 and he's grown up with the history of music on his phone. He's got Spotify. He watches listens to whatever he wants. When I was a kid, it was like, you know, I got 1 album a month. It better count, you know.
It was no choice.
You think so much choice, because I find that you can be so overwhelmed with choice that you end up going down the same avenues.
Yes.
It's just overwhelming.
I hate it.
So true.
Something different every day. Could do, but you don't.
It's hard to challenge yourself, isn't it?
I'm a quite lazy listener myself, to be honest. Like I rely so much on the things that I already know, and then I need to have my own moments to like discover new music, and they go usually with like some sort of experience, whether it is traveling or like whether it is like commuting or like stuff like that. But otherwise, I find it really difficult to be like actively looking at new stuff. It helps to be in a band, because when I wasn't in, like, you know, the the industry kind of, I didn't have a close eye as much as I do now on all the artists that's around us, the emerging artists. So like I think it's kind of easier, but yeah, it's difficult. Like you gotta keep, you know.
I think we all sit in our pockets of what's comfortable sometimes. I know I have this out with myself every day with my Spotify. I'm just like, you should really listen to something else other than the same
I know,
thing.
but when you start, it's just overwhelming. Like sometimes I trust more a friend's recommendation than the algorithm because that doesn't get it right.
Yeah,
so
I don't trust Foodinati. That's me.
I don't trust Foodinati.
I don't trust Spotify.
Yeah.
to control the CD player.
Yeah.
It's like your mate at the party just putting their own cable in.
It feels like sometimes if you let the platform choose for you, you can kind of just be kind of in this perpetual cycle of artists that maybe aren't pushing your tastes into new areas. It's like social media. It kind of like it shows you the things that kind of align with your views anyway. It's a bit similar to that, isn't it?
Let's keep you there.
Yeah. I know that like that DJ feature Spotify is supposed to try to push you a little bit, but I'm sorry, that feature absolutely sucks. Like, it's not.
Speaking of someone who DJs.
Yeah, it's just so annoying. No shade on Spotify. I appreciate them trying to innovate, trying to encourage people to listen to new stuff, but maybe take a bit more time to research how people want to discover music.
I also think a good one for me. Don't know if you guys do it, but Fridays. Fridays is new release day.
Yes.
Look at the list, see what's out that day, and work your way through it. You might like some.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, Post Genesis was a very, I would like to say, anthemic record. It really sort of like, it felt like you put your flag in and said, hey, we're here, and get your hands in the air sort of thing. It's like, it really, or mosh. It really felt like an arrival record, and it was made up of singles, wasn't it? So,
really.
So for the next thing, would you be looking for sort of like a journey type record with like
I think
a story?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of concepts, bodies of work. It's, I guess, like we tend to be quite slow at writing, and it's sometimes what we'll have is like a spurt of a really creative spurt. We'll have like 4 or 5 songs, over the course of a month that we love, and they feel quite interlinked. But then we'll write more stuff, and it's kind of like we're at a different point in time at that point, and it's kind of hard to link it all together that way. But it's not like we just take a year off and go lock away ourselves away and go, let's create this epic journey stories. It's a bit more fragmented. Exactly. Yeah. It's a bit more fragmented, isn't it? But I would like to try that at some point. But I think the new material we release, it's going to probably just be a collection similar to how Post Genesis started. It was just a collection of kind of a mix of personal sort of experiences.
I'd say Post Genesis has been quite a lot of exploration of like past experiences and past trauma, and I think we're moving on to sounds a bit more like about the present, and maybe a bit of it's like trying to like encapsulate what society and our generation is going through right now, really. But,
there's a lot to
talk about. What sort of plans we can have as a generation where we don't, we work our asses off and don't own anything, or there's a lot of stuff about that, really, and just like focusing a bit more on the present and being a little less poetic as well and less metaphorical with the way we, not that we've been a lot like that before, but it's even less like that more now. Like it's way more like pop lyrical content than metal.
So far, but I think we've still got a lot of work to do.
Never say never. There's no concept yet, but I think it will form over time.
I wasn't thinking like concept as in like Iron Maiden concept albums, and more like conceptually, musically.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we want to put our offer that's consistent, with how we sound, to a degree. And I feel like the Post Genesis like singles, they're actually. Some of them were written with quite a significant amount of time in between them.
Sure.
So I wasn't even entirely sure if they would fit together as a body of work, but I think they do.
Yeah.
But I would like to really put out something that feels like more of an established, like carving out a piece of the whatever the subgenre we fit into is, and claim it and go really push as far as we can with it.
So here's something I wanted to pick your brains on. How do you feel labels? I mean, I won't say this. It's at the plug, it's kind of a plug. My record's coming out soon, and it mixes up metal and dance music. And a lot of labels are just like, we really like it, we don't know how to market this, so we don't know what you are. Did you come up against any of these barriers?
I don't know, because I feel like that's something that already kind of exists. Like, you have Pendulum. And the fans are, people are there. The new generations they love it.
Yeah,
everyone's responding to it.
Maybe it's just labels don't know how to market full stop these days.
It's almost doing it yourself.
Yeah.
This is it, kids.
Yeah.
You have to do it yourself.
I think as well as that, like the terminologies that we're using, that we have to sort of come up with when we're doing things like press releases and and writing like copies for like social media ads. It's really hard to pick out a recognisable term that does the sound justice. Because metalcore is such this fragmented idea of what the subgenre can be now. There's so many different branches out of that.
Heavy bits and melodic bits.
Yeah.
That seems to be it.
Yeah.
Well, it started out with Chromax and Suicidal Senses.
Metalcore
is a bit of a fluid term. It's like dance music.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like we're getting a bit bogged down by trying to come up with how we label ourselves as genre. But really, it's just it's trying to fit like a square peg into a circular hole kind of situation, isn't it? I think, but
I definitely think with Lake Malice now, I think especially after post Genesis, I think people now have an idea of you just sound like Lake Malice.
Yeah, that's what we want ultimately.
We all want, really. It's just say, oh no, that just sounds like them.
Yeah, sure.
And then forget about the genres; they can go away.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I hate how genres can sometimes be like these almost like these catalysts for gatekeeping as well. Because you go, oh, you listen to that genre, that's but it's really like you should just hear music, and if you like that, it's great, just go for it, and don't get bogged down by trying to say you're into this or that, it's.
Which is something I think we can not bash Spotify on. So I didn't want this whole interview to be about Spotify bashing, but one thing you do is kids just listen to what bangs these days. My son, as I say, 16, he listens to stuff that slaps. That's his genre, right? So that can be anything from Kanye West to Arctic Monkeys to whatever, So I think having like things like Spotify where you can just add anything, people are becoming genreless.
Oh no, well, I mean, there's a lot of playlists that are based on mood rather than genre.
Yeah, exactly.
And mood doesn't really entail having a genre that is about, it can be so many elements playing into how you feel and interpret music, right?
I think that's the way music probably should be consumed, according to mood. You want sad songs, you want angry songs. Because your workout tape. I mean, my workout today has chasing status on it 1 minute and then 36 grades for this next. It's like that. It's for mood.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
According to mood.
That's it.
It's all so subjective, isn't it? I feel like you could get completely different answers from different people, but ultimately I think it's good to try to remove barriers from accessing different types of music, and I think sometimes genre can definitely be a bit of a barrier for people discovering stuff. But it's interesting.
Right. So who are you? Who's on your radar right now?
Go back to that ties in what you were just saying though. Artio were definitely on my radar even before touring with them, because I feel like they're quite close to our sound, in terms of trying to do something really tasteful that uses heavy elements and more euphoric synthetic elements, and bringing it together in a really fun alt poppy way, they've been on my radar for a while, and it just coincided really well. I think that they've just released an album, so they're happy to jump on a couple of dates with us. They've been killing every night, and it's been fantastic watching them. That's been the great thing about this tour, is that we've been able to sort of split the supports into three, where the shows are spread out across 3 different separate weeks. We've had 3 different supports.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we also have the City's House playing, who are like veterans, and they They really really tight, fantastic,
They're
like
amazing.
singer, like just incredible bands.
They're really nice
Yeah,
as well,
yeah. So
and they smashed it.
they've been on my radar for a while. And it's
Harrogard is going to be the last main support. Harrogard as well, like they sound incredible. Can't wait to see them, perform.
They've got a song that's just, it lives rent free in my head as soon
So
as I hear
catchy,
it. It's just always like it's absolute earworm. That what is it? Dead to Me? It's
Dead
called
to Me,
Dead to
yeah,
Me.
with
Yeah,
the singer
yeah.
from-
Definitely check that out. It's so catchy. So I'm really stoked to have them. But yeah, like in terms of bands on our radar, I'm not good at checking out new bands generally speaking. I'm so like in a tunnel vision, world where I'm just like, getting through whatever the thing is going on around me, where I'm just like, okay, I need to finish the song, and I don't want to get too inspired by like other bands.
Yes.
So so what we were talking earlier, I just go back to the things that I always listen to, just because I like,
I just listen to so much pop music and alternative pop, and like I don't
There's a lot of
really.
good stuff about at the moment. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that
not
is
bands
good,
though,
yeah.
so like it's more
Yeah.
just artists that
I mean, I'm
do.
very impressed with Poppy's latest.
Yeah, the
stuff.
last
We've been
album
loving
was
that.
really
Yeah,
good.
you'll hear a bit of that on our pre-show playlist tonight.
Yeah, we put it on. Yeah, we got
That
Motorbike
track
on.
that she did with Fat
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good.
monumental if you haven't heard it.
I'm a massive
Sick.
production nerd, so
Yes.
like it's just like
That was state of the art, wasn't it?
so well produced. Yeah,
Really well
some people might call it over polished, but like it's just like it hits so hard. Like,
Yeah,
It does.
for real. You arrived for the food bits.
Yeah, they've got hot
So
sauce.
what coincidence? The rise for the food bits.
Yeah.
Right. So, Five Alley with truffles in. You'd think this is really expensive. It's not. Well, it's a bit. But, see the label. Right, so there you go. Italian hot sauce. Whether we use it or not, it doesn't matter.
I'm
There we
definitely
go.
Okay.
So truffle, and
I'm
that's the
so up
extra
for that.
hot.
I'll try the
So
truffle.
Emily's here.
Extra hot.
Emily is touring drummer for Lake Malice. So hello. So is Emily a new addition to the band recently?
Yeah, well, I mean, the band still feels new in general, but yeah. Yeah, we started doing some shows together. It was last summer.
Right.
Was it
Will
so-
it be in a treat?
Just, I think it was just after Trees.
Just after
Yeah,
Trees,
just after
yeah.
Trees. So Emily joined us for our Shikari tour, and everything since then, basically.
Awesome. So you've been out on tour with it, and Shikari and everyone's. Must be able to jump in at the deep end, isn't it?
I think one of her first shows was like opening to like the O2 Academy in Leeds, and it was like the Skin Dread show, wasn't it? One of your first ones.
Sorry, yeah.
You just got straight in.
No, that's
Oh my god, guys.
Hey, look, we can't give all good reviews on this
I'm
program.
so sorry.
That thumbs down, I'm afraid, for
I couldn't help it.
I don't have a sponsorship deal with you, so we can be honest about this. No, it's not happening. No.
I apologize. Please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's not happening. No. Sorry, that's a thumbs down.
No, thank
I mean,
you.
as a person that doesn't like hot sauce in general, so.
That's good though.
No,
That's
no,
my
this is
trusted
not
opinion.
super hot. It's just the truffle is overwhelmingly
Is
truffly,
it potent? Like pungent?
very pungent.
Pungent, you see. I should imagine, your little chef knowledge here, that's because it's probably cheap truffle oil, and cheap truffle oil is pungent. There are better ones.
Oh, no.
So this is the first time I've ever given anything a panning on this show. But no, we're going to do it.
Really sorry. I'm there's probably fans of truffles that will absolutely love this. But if there's two things I'm not really a big fan of is like truffle and hot sauce. So it's two things
We
that
totally went to ground wrong on this one, guys.
but I will try the extra hot one.
Oh, you got to sing.
It's actually not that bad.
Shouldn't be bad for my voice.
Okay,
It's nice.
okay.
I like hot sauce. However,
However,
it's not very hot.
it's not very hot. Oh,
Oh, so it might be good for me. It's not super hot.
no, because
If I can tolerate it,
How is
then
it that it's extra hot?
really known for hot sauce.
No, no, we-
That's what made me quite surprised. But Italy is known for tomatoes. So I thought that element should be good.
yes. There's some tomato in there, for sure.
Being all over the place with these guys, does anyone stand out? We'll go back into food. As having really amazing food.
Oh my god, Sheffield.
Sheffield.
I mean,
Been to that
all
vegan
the places
place.
we've been. Sheffield.
Oh, sorry, I thought you about the store.
Oh, any tour.
Oh, any tour.
Is Sheffield good? We'll keep it for the
We went to church. You know,
Oh my god, it was
Temple Farm.
delicious.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
I keep. Ollie Sykes is watching, which you're not, but anyway. I'd like to do a feature
my
about your
mate.
restaurant. I would love to do a feature about Temple of
You
First.
should do that. It's so good. Oh my god.
It's brilliant, yeah.
It's as good as they'll say. I hear their Sunday, their mock Sunday roast thing is quite exceptional.
Oh wow, really?
So,
We weren't there on
Whoa.
Sunday, but I wish we were. You know?
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds amazing, yeah.
Sheffield, man, I love Sheffield. I mean, the venues in Sheffield, right? Corporation in particular, I enjoy.
It was the first
That's
time
good.
for, at least for me, in Sheffield. So I've never
Yeah.
been. So yeah, got well impressed. Yeah.
Great little town, and lots of stuff very close together. You don't have to wander too far.
Yeah, for sure.
Big up Sheffield. Right, well, on that note, it's time. What we're saying about the food here.
Okay, yeah.
We like
Delicious. Yes.
Yeah.
the food.
The
Love
burger
it.
is like absolutely mental.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
There you go.
I feel like it might be one of the best vegan burgers I've ever had.
Oh,
You like that?
Wah, 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 wah.
Burgers,
I'm not vegan though, so I can't say animal. I'm not vegan, so I
Hashtag
can't
not
say like
vegan.
have tons, but like yeah, it's just like I don't know. I guess
It's a mushroom burger.
It's
isn't it?
there's a sauce in it that is really good.
like
What is that
it's
sauce?
mushroom. I don't know. The sauce is
Did you
what
not have
makes
the
it good,
vegan
though, right?
burger?
Yeah.
I had the vegan chicken.
Vegan chicken burger.
Oh, vegan chicken.
Nice.
Just thinking how to do some fried chicken if you're a vegan restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Right, well, that's a double thumbs up, everyone, for the Hyde Park Book Club. It's on York Road in Leeds, open 7 days a week. They do cakes, coffee and stuff as well. So there you go, they've had some publicity. Right. Once again, thanks so much for being on Foodinati. Have a wicked gig tonight.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having us.
Arm down for my camera. Have a blast.
Woo!